SKYH stock, Sky Harbour Group Inc. stock. So here are some things you probably already know that the folks at Investor Place said about SKYH. Five things you need to know about, or five things to know as the stock reached 52 week highs. This was as of the 18th of February. That is exactly 1 month ago. So they said here, Sky Harbour came public via SPAC with a Yellowstone acquisition. The deal valued Sky at $777 million. I think the market cap is now at $1.9 billion. Much of Sky's business is centered around growing demand for hangar space at airports. From 2010 to 2020, the total footprint of the US business aviation fleet grew by 27 million square feet. Sky brands itself as a tech-forward aviation company. In an interview with Cheddar News, Keenan estimated that the first electric planes will receive FAA certification around 2024 or 2025. Demand for private aviation has surged since the onset of the pandemic. Globally, demand is up 21% for private jets, as some countries see increases closer to 60%. After opening around $10, SKYH stock has generally trended downwards, but that is no longer the case because this was looking at what happened from February and thereon, But right now, that is no longer the case. Over the last 3 months, as a matter of fact, it has been strongly bullish. So things have totally changed now. So let's see what we're talking about here. For the session of the 16th of March, I think it closed, it gained 27%, and yes, it reached a new 52-week high. Price triggered a new 52-week high event of $32.85 at 3:57 p.m. Eastern. So that was very much close to the close of the session. It reached that high and cooled off, lost about 40 cents from there on. So yes, that's what we're talking about. This is the 1 month chart. You can easily see it is a strongly bullish, extending bullishly upward. So let's go back and fetch the 3 months, the 3 month chart, and you see what we're talking about here as well. 3 month chart. Yes, strongly bullish as well. Yes, you can see before that time that piece was written as at the 18th of February. You can see this is what was going on. So they were not there. They were saying what was happening then. It was pulling back. At some point it would reach $6.19, but by the time that piece was written, exactly on that day, the stock crossed above its 200-day moving average. As a matter of fact, 200-day moving average, and since that time it has not closed below any of those moving averages, the 10, 20 moving averages, and none of them. So when that piece was written, or rather a day before that piece was written, the 17th, it was below its 20-day moving average, but slightly above its 10-day moving average. And then when that at the close of that day, the stock was above all of them, and then continued on. It has not fallen below any of those. Yes, at some point it got a resistance at the 29.83 level, and pulled back after 2 sessions, but never fell below the 10-day moving average, and has continued to move on. That is a good indication to the algos and indeed the humans that yes, the stock has resumed its upward trend. So we can generally see, or rather, let's see what we have a target, and that target is 35.82. But it's also wise to plot some retracement levels from here on, and we'll see the sort of levels it can fall to. So we don't want to continue just to be strictly bullish. Things can always go wrong, so we just want to have a fair idea of how things can will pan out, you know. So let's we're trying to plot this Fibonacci retracement levels, Fibonacci retracement grid. Okay, let's see. I think the low we got was 6.19, I think. So we're going to see that we get to that level, 6.19. Do we have it there? I think so. 6.19. Let's bring it down to 6.19, 6.12. I think it's actually lower than that. Let me see. Okay, it's actually around 5.81. Okay, let's put it there. So this is the grid we have. So right now we picked up at where it is right now, 32.52, or slightly above it. So we have the supports. The next support, the closest support we have there is at 61, sorry, is at 22.32. The next one thereafter is 19.13. So this is on its 3-month chart, which to some extent agrees with what the daily chart is saying. So we can, as I indicated earlier on, the market cap is now 1.9 billion. So it has since more than doubled since it went public, when it's IPO was completed. So I think there's a news there, but we'll come back to that. We can see, let's see what the readout is saying here below. It's saying that SKYH appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and its MACD histogram is above zero and rising. It's outperforming the S&P 500. Momentum for SKYH is strongly bullish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors pay high prices for SKYH shares. The volume for this session was heavier than usual, trading 352,821 shares versus an average of 244,508 shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Okay, but we also have to indicate that the shares are not as voluminous as we would probably like. Let's see what the shares outstanding is, 57.13 million. So that's also an issue. Maybe also because market participants have not discovered the stock yet. Maybe, if not, we should be seeing volumes in the millions, to say the least. But they're still in the 500. They're still very much lower. So it says here, SPACs are turning to costly new tactics to keep investors from jumping ship as market confidence wanes in the once red hot alternative to IPOs. Okay, so is it saying anything about SKYH, or is it because SKYH used to be a SPAC stock and has since the transaction has since completed? Are we seeing anything concerning maybe not? Okay, so our target, as I indicated earlier on, is 35.82, but it has various supports. It has various supports based on this 3-month chart. The next sort of support is around 22.32, just based on how it has been performing. Based on how it's been performing, you know, it hasn't fallen below any of its moving averages. So that is why possibly we have its next support at 22.32. So see what you make of SKYH, and thank you very much for watching this video.